Just stop, please. Just please, for once. Right now I'm in the theater. I'm here with Gingy, and I'm here with Nicole, and they're dancing for me right now because they need to learn a new dance. All my life I want money and power, reset my mind or die from the shower. My dick get big as the apple top, so I can fuck the world for 7.
Okay, so currently I am producing the show, or I'm more writing my podcast right now. I'm trying to decide on what topics I'm going to do for today. So let's just go ahead and get down a few of the topics, and then we're going to go ahead and start the show.
I know what I did.
What'd you do?
I made William's podcast a million times better.
He ruined my fucking podcast.
And we just did a really sad scene in Anne Frank, and it's kind of depressing being on here, back here right now. I got to yell at this girl right here.
I got to yell at you too.
Just chill. Okay, so we're right now in Robert's car, and holy crap, we are packed in here tight. So I got my camera recording. I got Shay here right next to me, who's holding my camera gear, and then we got Robert here, who can't move the gears, who can't switch gears. So this is just fantastic. We're doing great.
So I've just gotten to my dad's house, and we're just here chilling. That's Panko. Hi Panko, how's it going? We've got Isaac's room here, and then now we're going into my room. So my room's kind of a mess, but you know, I got all the camera gear here. We got the GoPro, tripod, and the gigantic camera bag. So let's go ahead and see what's going on around here. So I noticed today that my vlog does not have a story to it, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna tell you a story. So yeah, and this story is the story of how I've changed as a person from how I was 10 years ago. So in a sense, the story is the typical story. Okay, when I was younger in elementary school, I was bullied severely, and that's really shaped me as who I am as a person. And the reason why is because I think that if I wasn't bullied, then I think that I would have been a completely different person. Here's how I explain it. I'm not going to go into the specifics of the stories because I don't want this to be a downer blog. But I feel like it's a very key important thing to know that I was bullied back in elementary school. And I was the type of kid who discovered Doctor Who at a young age and would run around and pretend to be the doctor, or I'd sit outside and play guitar, and I had absolutely zero clue on how to even play the guitar. And so I got judged a lot, and it hurt. It really hurt on the inside, and I hated it. However, that doesn't make bullying okay. bullying is probably single-handedly one of the worst things that someone will ever deal with. And whether or not you admit you've been bullied or not, I think everyone in their lifetime has had a bully. Whether it be just someone who's just rude to you in general, or someone who physically beats you up, or someone who just makes fun of you over the internet. I had severe ADHD, and it was bad. Like, I could not focus. I never did homework. I had senioritis as an elementary schooler. It was not good. It was no bueno. And so what I did to overcome it was just kind of not care what people thought of me. I did whatever I felt like doing. If I felt like going out and playing guitar, I just played guitar. And yeah, some kids would make fun of me, but I didn't let it get to me. And you know what? It's really shaped me. And so since then, I went to middle school. And in middle school, that's kind of the area where you kind of a little bit discover who you are before you become a teenager. And in middle school, I was in 6th grade when I started acting differently. I tried to be more popular. I was trying to do more things to get up there with the cool kids, which is what I wanted. And so that led me to a different life. And in 7th grade, I began to become a different person. The term I used to describe myself back in 7th and 8th grade was Swag William. And here I'm going to show a photo of what Swag William looked like. Okay, Swag William was terrible, I admit it. I went from listening to just rock and roll to rap and just trying to be someone who I was not. And so I would also just kind of like talk to people and then like start drama, and it was terrible. It was absolutely horrible. And I do not suggest ever doing that, because that does not help you get a girlfriend. And so freshman year came, and I decided, you know what, I don't like who I am as a person. I feel like I'm not doing what I love. And I started listening to different music. I started listening to indie rock, in the sense of I listened to Fun and Arctic Monkeys and more Muse. So it was kind of a mix of indie/alternative rock. So my style began to change, and I called myself more of a hipster. And so that led me my freshman to sophomore year, I became more and more antisocial. I stopped hanging out with my friends. I was dating a girl, and I focused more hanging out with my girlfriend than I did hanging out with my friends. And the only times I was ever social was when my girlfriend and I were both invited, not voted, to social gatherings. And every time we did, it just wasn't the same. Eventually, my girlfriend and I had broken up, and at that point, I had to stop hanging out with my friends because they were also friends with her, and I had to go out and meet new friends. And so I started hanging out with this guy named Zachary Gonzalez. And Zachary Gonzalez introduced me to this group of kids known as the Drama Crew. And they showed me how fun drama was. And they asked me to audition for the summer show, which was Death by Design. And I went to go on an audition, and I had no clue how it was going to go. And I found out immediately that I had the role. And I spent my entire summer going and doing a show called Death by Design. And I like to thank Zach, because Zach was the one that got me out of my antisocial life. I started changing because of him. And so that is a story of how I changed. And you know what? I would definitely say everything that's happened to me happened for a reason. And I love every reason of why I did what I did. And I would never change it, because my story is my story, and that's who I am, and that's what's made me what I do. That controls how I act. And so I think that if I wouldn't have done theater, or if I wouldn't have done this, I probably wouldn't be here doing these vlogs. I'd probably really antisocial, sitting at home and watching Netflix. And so I thank Zachary Gonzalez, because he's the one that showed me a new life. And so, yeah, I became a better person. I became a new guy. And yeah, so that's how I've changed. So, I don't know if I want to eat this. It looks gross.
I'll eat it.
I'm gonna eat it anyway. I'm gonna eat it.